And we are back to the channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and we bring it all to you here. I'm one away from, let's see, Meg, I just saw your comment. I'm one away from 155.5. Let's see, day 3, and thank you for the likes. And then let's see, Meg, tell me more about that. I'm one away from 155.5K. Let me know what you're talking about there. Okay. Greetings, everyone. Welcome back to the channel where we talk about everything U.S. markets, headlines, news, so that you don't have to waste your time doing it. That's one thing. So if you're wondering why you're here, what you can benefit from this, that's one of them. We break down a lot of the news, the headlines, so that you don't have to spend your time doing it. And we also look at some of the companies in the news and in the headlines on TradingView. We look at some of the chart patterns. We look at some of the indicators. We also look at some of the earnings, revenues, profits, etc. We try to give you some of the information that you can use for whatever you're doing and for whatever you're looking for. Again, this is an educational channel, not a sales channel. Everybody can relax and enjoy it. My name is James. I'm from the US. I'm from the Midwest. And actually, if you know anything about the Midwest, there's not a whole lot going on there except for farming and sports, and I wasn't really that good at either one of them. But I did have an affinity for the markets, an affinity for for numbers, I'm sorry. And that affinity for numbers is what took me into engineering. I got into engineering school, and I really enjoyed, the charts, the patterns, the logic, the way to break down things and understand what the charts, were telling you. And so that's how I actually got into looking at the markets. And well, the similarities were some of the same. You have numbers, you have patterns, and you find the different deviations and stuff. And so that's that. Again, I basically have more of a stronger interest in the tech side, a little bit more interest in the healthcare side, stuff like that. But I'm always very curious and very open-minded and looking for new ideas and things like that. So hope you are too. One of the purposes of this channel is to build a big community of broad-minded people that are interested in learning and growing and always expanding. So if that's one of you, feel free to say hello, put a comment, and let me know what sectors, what things you're looking at, what interests you the most, stuff like that. Lily, thank you very much for the likes. Greetings and welcome to the fun channel where it's not only educational but fun at the same time. And we promise we won't bore you to death. And today the S&P rose 1 point. No, the Dow Jones not. No, it'll be fun, hopefully. And if there's something specifically you want us to look at, for example, if there's a certain company or if there's a certain headline, feel free to ask about it. It's okay. Again, this is not a sales channel. We don't make recommendations. We don't make suggestions. But if you have specific questions, feel free to ask. You can also contact me outside the stream if you want. You can send me a message, send me an email. That's also possible. Having said that, again, welcome to the channel. We're going to break down some of the news, the headlines. Some of the news, some of the headlines we're going to talk about, yes, is Oracle. They recently laid off almost 30,000 people via email. We're also going to talk about, of course, oil. How could we not, right? We'll also talk about Musk's new X Money fintech. Actually, I've got that right here behind me. We'll also talk about how, what's this one right here? Why JP Morgan says Tesla may crash 60%. And Tesla's already down 20% this year. It's actually one of the worst Mag 7s. The Magnificent 7, if you're not familiar with that. By the way, let me mention that. Magnificent 7. Alphabet, Amazon, Apple, Meta, Microsoft, NVDA, and Tesla. That's the Mag 7s. We'll talk about them a little bit. Also, we'll mention a little briefly here about how Broadcom as well. Where's my Broadcom? Yeah, Broadcom just signed a deal with a long-term deal with Google's to make custom AI chips and other components. We'll talk a little bit about Broadcom as well. And also we'll talk about Bearings. Why Bearings? What is Bearings? Well, Bearings is a private credit fund capped a private equity fund, and what they did was they recently just capped withdrawals at 5%. And many investors were trying to pull their money out. They wanted over 11%, and they capped it because right now there's a lot of anxiety in the market. Investors are, very cautious about AI-driven businesses, disruptions, and loan quality, things like that. And so when you have private equity like Barings, investors want to take their money out too. Also, another one that you might hear about is this one here, Blue Owl. Blue Owl is also another private equity where the investors were trying to get their money out and they capped it. They couldn't get their money out. So again, we'll talk about those. And here's Broadcom right there. And we'll talk a little bit about, of course, gas prices. We have to talk about that, as well as some of the. Another way to look at it is the depressed tech valuations could offer an entry point for some people. Again, that's a different way of looking at it. Another one we will mention here is Apple. Apple is having a few setbacks from their engineering side with their foldable phone. So we'll talk a little bit about Apple as well. One of the big movers in the market, greetings, welcome everyone to the educational channel where we talk about everything US markets and we break things down on TradingView as well. We'll talk about the Soleno Therapeutics because they're breaking out. They're a big mover right now. And, one of the things that we will get into as well is with, for example, the markets are approaching a point where the multiple forces resonate together. You have rates, you have energy, you have tariff, you have what's going on in the Middle East, you have AI supply bottlenecks, and these variables used to move independently. And now one more of the variables triggers the other three. The system has kind of entered a non-linear phase. And we're talking about, for example, on the surface, the indexes are basically moving sideways. Amazon's also up 4%. Cisco is up 2%, and you have energy down 2.81%. And it's kind of a fractured market. A lot of the AI giants, are telling different stories, and the energy is being dumped, and the consumers are struggling. Geopolitics and a lot of tariffs is going on as well. So again, we'll talk about that. Let's get into it right now. So for example, taking, where's my notes here? One of the first ones that we'll get into right now is Tesla. Why Tesla? Because right here, again, this is the headline, why JP Morgan is warning Tesla may crash 60%. Let's take a look at them right here. So let's take a look here at Tesla. Held it, you're still on in 30 minutes. Okay, Held Ed, greetings and welcome. Yes, I'll be here in 30 minutes, don't worry. I'll join while driving to work. We talk about, yes, I'll talk about Nike, no problem. So when you get back on in 30 minutes, ask me about Nike, I'll go through it. Greetings and thanks for saying hello, Ed. Okay, right here is Tesla. One of the things I'll briefly introduce is a couple of the indicators right here. So here's the relative strength index. Here's the 70 line. Here's the 30 line. Again, these are just guides, but this is generally thought of as overbought. But again, it can go way past overbought before it ever actually market correction comes down. And this is the oversold. But again, it can go way past oversold before it ever rebounds and comes back up. So those are just some guides, relative strength index. And right here, as you can see, Tesla is actually right now dropping down here to about the 32 line. So they're getting close to the oversold. And you can see actually right here in the price chart, it is market correcting and still going down. And look at this. It was just, what was this, on April 1st? It was here at 46. The RSI has already dropped from 46 down to 33. And look how it's market correcting right here. This is not a good day for Tesla necessarily. So bear that in mind. And you see a lot of trade volume right now in Tesla as well. So another one I will introduce to you briefly, very briefly, is just the MACD indicator. MACD, moving average convergence divergence. Again, just to put it very briefly, when, let me move this chart over here so you can see it better. When the blue MACD line crosses the signal line going down, right here going down, you will see a downward chart pattern up here. And then when the MACD line crosses the signal line going up, right here, going up, you will see the upward chart pattern right there, okay? Again, it's a lot more complicated than that. I'm super simplifying it, yes, but that's just a quick, simplistic explanation of it. If you want more information on how that really works, let me know. Let's see, can you say hi to my friend? He's a regular, let's see. Nick Green, okay, you like the content? Let's see. Okay, greetings to Mike Hawk. If he's watching right now, Mike Hawk, say hello. And Nick Green, I'm glad you're liking it. Again, this is an educational channel. We talk about everything U.S. markets and headlines. If you have a company that you want me to look up on TradingView, feel free to ask. Or if there's something in the headlines you want to ask me about to look it up, that's okay too. But yeah, Nick, thanks for saying hello, and greetings to your friend Mike Hawk. I'm glad he's a regular viewer. And if you are benefiting from this channel, if you do like it, an easy way to support the channel is to give it a like, or to give it a share, or anything. So I'm not the algorithm engineer. I've just been told that does help. So if you want to help, that's fine. Thanks, Nick. Thanks everyone for joining on and watching. Okay, let's take a look here at Tesla. Let me, as you can see it dropping right here, not a good day for Tesla fans. But right now, let me show you a chart pattern that you can easily see. Here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder. If I bring this in and zoom this out, there's your neckline right there. And again, I don't make the names for these chart patterns, okay? So if you think head and shoulders sounds weird, it does. That's just the name. And again, there's all kinds of different patterns that we'll go through, but that's just one of them right there. Let's see, upgrade trader. Because of you, I cashed out of upgrade trader. Oh, why because of me? Come on now, that can't be true. Again, 650% in profit in 9 months. Got it. 650%. Hey, that's good news, right? Good for you. I'm glad you did well with that. Yeah. Let's see. Now, tell me more about why you cashed out of Warner Brothers. Tell me more about that. That sounds like a cool story. Let's see. Now going right over here. Dun dun dun. Bum, bum, bum. Right over here. Again, then we got, for example, right here. You can kind of see this one here. When they come down to the same point, right there, that's the double bottom, and then here's the neckline, and then bang, it jumps up. So that's a double bottom pattern if you're looking for those. Let's see, and let's go right over here. I'll show you a couple more patterns before we go to the fundamentals. Let me show you. This looks like one right here. Okay. Here we go. Let me zoom out of this a little bit. Let me get the easier. There's got to be one that jumps out easier. Is this live, or is it because they are selling it to? Oh, okay, got it. Upgrade trader. Thanks for the insights on that, upgrade trader. Isaac Abramish. Is this live or a pre-stream? No, this is live right now. Yeah, this is a live one. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for saying hello. This is an educational channel where we do talk about everything U.S. headlines, U.S. news, and then we break down some of the companies on TradingView. If you have a company that you want me to look at, or a headline, feel free to ask about it, say hello. And right now I'm looking for a couple chart patterns here. Here's one right here. You'll see the double bottom right here. And here's your neckline. It bounces up right there. Let me take you back here to the beginning. Let's go back right over here. And for those of you that have, let's see, questions right now about, generally when there's less price action, you have less trade volume. But right now there's a lot more trade volume with Tesla, even with less price action. Again, little news update on Tesla. Q1 deliveries, 358,023, below the 369,000 estimate. Weakest quarter in a year. cited that softer U.S. demand, end of federal EV tax credit, and rising competition. So right now the volume is at 10.27 million, and market cap is at 1.28 trillion. Let's go here to the earnings side of it. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Greetings, everyone. Hello, hello. Let's see. Got it. Do you buy in the beginning of the week? Upgrade trader NASDAQ is going down. Okay. Yes. Isaac, yes, for example, questions like that. Just to explain how this works on this platform, this is an educational channel, and on the platform, the algorithm is super sensitive. So if I start talking about, buying and selling or recommendations, stuff like that, the platform, the algorithm on the platform picks it up, and they actually ding my channel. They'll actually also probably restrict it. So basically I have to keep this super just informational details. And if you want questions like that, you can always contact me outside the stream. I know that's not the answer that you want, but that's just the way it is with the algorithm on this platform. That's also why I have my information here. If you want to use that, you can. If you don't, I completely understand that also. Yeah, it's the way this platform works is not the most convenient, but I have to stay within the guidelines of their algorithm. Yeah. Let's see, greetings, hello everyone. Okay, here's Tesla, the quarterly earnings for Tesla, and some of you might be asking, why do we care about earnings? Well, because earnings is one of the ways you can tell how the company is doing, if they're full of life or if they're not doing so well. And again, there's quarterly, there's annually, so we look at both. Yeah, Isaac, thanks for understanding. I know it's not the best, how do you say, or the easiest way, but again, no problem to contact me, but yeah, that's the way it has to be. Thanks, man. Thanks for being chill. Right here, Q4, beat the expectations. Again, if you're just joining and you have questions about this, the blue bars is what was actually recorded in the earnings, and the gray bars is what was actually projected or expected. So again, there's that side of it. So for example, when they beat the earnings expectations, the blue bars will be higher, as you can see with my mouse cursor here. And also, I know that you sometimes, depending on the camera angle, you can't see everything I'm doing, where my big head's in the way. I apologize, but you can always ask questions if you want. Yeah. So right here, Q4 beat the earnings expectations, Q3 missed it, Q2 equaled it. Just great for us. Got it. Yeah, upgrade trader. Yes, good question. That's actually this is my WhatsApp. You can join my WhatsApp if you want. That's an option too. Glasses used for yeah, where are they? Oh yeah, Isaac. Good question. I get that a lot. These are not like like cool sunglasses or something. These are the like you said, the blue light blocking glasses. Like, the orange actually has a way of blocking the harmful blue light from the computer or the screens. And so, yeah, for your eyes, are they? Yeah, actually, well, I mean, scientifically proven. I don't even know what that means, but you put them on and your eyes feel better. They're less tired. You won't get the headaches. And for example, if you use them at night, you'll be able to rest better and sleep better, because, for example, the blue light will actually block the release of certain melatonin and stuff. And so sometimes when you can't fall asleep, it's because you're always on your phone or always on your computer, and the blue light blocks the sleeping patterns. So your circadian rhythms, that's what I'm trying to talk about. Yeah. Because, for example, if you're outside during the day, you have a lot of blue light from the sun only at certain times. That's why in the morning, the sunlight is one shade, and in the evenings it's a different shade, and during the day it's a different shade as well. So that's how your body clock always knows. So anyway, I hope that explanation was good. And sorry for the long-winded explanation, but yeah, upgrade trader. I don't have Discord or Telegram, but I do have WhatsApp if you want that. So having said that, again, earnings on Tesla Q2 and Q4 beat it. Let's go here to the annually part of it. Dun, dun, dun. Greetings, everyone. 2025 equaled the expectations for the year. 2024 just missed the expectations for the year. 2023 beat the earnings expectations for the year. Again, if you have questions on the earnings or why they're important, etc., how they correlate with the revenue, profit, and income. And obviously, it doesn't always correlate. Even if you have great earnings, doesn't mean you're going to have a good revenue or profit, as you can see here. 2025 was not good for Tesla's profit, even though they equaled their earnings expectations. If you go here, 2025 revenue, profit, income was negative all the way down. 2024, the same thing, negative all the way down except for total revenue. And if you go right here, 2024 missed it, 2023 beat it. But 2023 for Tesla, also total revenue and net income were positive, but the profit and income were both negative, and that's looking at Tesla. Yeah, and let's see, Netflix and Neo are ready to. Got it. Okay, Arj 4881. Let's take a look at that. Done. Thank you for the comments. Let's see. Netflix. Okay. Here we go. Done. All right. Move this over here a little bit. Okay. Right now, looking here at the RSI, it was overbought at 73. It corrected, came down to 56, and now it's back up to 64 again. Okay, RSI is at 64 right there. And right now, yes, I see what you mean. Okay, Netflix just rebound. Yeah, it was at 90, now it's rebounded up to 98. And let's see. Oh, hey, question. Since Arj 4881, since I see right here, what was this? February 24th. What happened on February 24th to make it go from 75 to rebound very, very quickly up to like 94? Do you know what happened on that day? Like, why did it just jump up from 75 to 94? Do you happen to know why that chart pattern happened? Yes. So greetings, everyone. Again, welcome. We're looking at Netflix right now, and we just got done with Tesla. If you have questions or you want to have a company you want me to look at, let me know. Arj481, hello. Yeah, let me know if you understand why that happened to Netflix. I'm curious about that. But okay, let's go over here for some chart patterns. Done. Right over here. Let's see if I can break out some of these for you. Here we go. Let's see. Now, again, zoom in, zoom out, you'll see different patterns emerge. My time right now is on the 1 day. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and there's your neckline breakout. And right over here, if we do this, right there we go. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. There we go. Here's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder. Again, another neckline. And sometimes these don't always jump out the way they're supposed to, but here we go. Yes. Looking right over here, we pull you up some more patterns right here. Yeah, for example, here is your double bottom. They both go down to about the same point right there. And then here is your neckline for the double bottom, and it does what it's supposed to do. On the double bottom, the sellers lose their momentum and the buyers take over, and it goes right back up. And how about Neo and yeah, I'll look at both of those, no problem. Let me make a note of that. Yeah, and got it. Those two will be next, no problem. I got it. And yeah, okay, there's that. Now also here, let me show you another one. This is a nice one right here. Again, I don't make the names, but there's your head, left shoulder, right shoulder, and then bang, it drops down right there. Okay, now that's looking at you, Netflix. Let's go right over here, do some fundamentals. All right, there we go. Now, looking right now, let's see. volume right now is at 4.96 million, and as you can see, right now there's less trade volume. There's also less price action, but yeah, 4.96 million. Market cap is at 417 billion, and right here, let's go to the earnings side of it. Okay, let's see. Got it. Goldmine, thanks for the comment. Hello, hello, and welcome to the channel. I appreciate that. I'll look at your ticker and your stock ticker in just a moment. I got your message there. I'll take a look at it. I've got just a couple tickers right before yours, and then I'll get to yours. Okay, Goldmine. But yeah, thanks for saying that. Let's see. Do you think stocks will be YouTube jump wanting to go? Isaac, very good question. About your subscribers, but was okay, Papa, no worries, no worries. Glad to know that it's working. Isaac, very good question. Again, it depends. For example, right now there's certain sectors that are obviously going to be going up, and certain sectors are obviously going down. What do I mean by that? Well, if you're an airline right now, it's probably not a good day for you with you're canceling flights because of jet fuel costs. You're canceling flights because of disruptions. Let's see. Oh, Arj 481. I like this. Bloom Energy and Newmont. Yes, I'm a gold bug too. So Newmont. I believe. Let's see. Yeah, let's do this. I'll write this down. BE Bloom Energy. Yes, and Newmont. Yes. Got it. I like where this is going. Arj 481. Thanks for the comments. And yeah, Isaac, back to you. Again, for certain sectors, it's good right now. For other sectors, it's actually not that good. So again, it depends on which ones you're talking about. I mean, always, you can, again, feel free to contact me and we can talk more about that. I can't believe, yeah. Yes, WRLG, okay. Good. Okay, got this coming up. Okay, let's finish here with Netflix quarterly earnings right here. Let's see, do I miss any more comments? If I missed any comments over here, just just retype them, please. Let me see. Aladdin, Nana, hello. Okay, so quarterly Q4 for Netflix beat the expectations. Q3 missed it. Q2 also beat it, but annually, for example, right here, 2025 missed the expectations. 2024 equaled it. 2023 just missed it. So 2 out of the last 3 years missed it and 1 equaled it. How does that go for the revenue, profit, and income? Well, actually, pretty good. Even though they missed it, even though they missed their earnings expectations, they did very well with the revenue, profit, income right here, as you can see. Maybe you cannot see, but it's green all the way down behind me for revenue, profit, and income. And that's looking at you, Netflix. And then, let's see, we had a request for NIO right here. Yes, right here. Dun. Yeah, okay. NIO, let's see, just to give you a brief summary here. NIO is a holding company which engages in the design, manufacture, and sale of electric vehicles. Its products include EP9 supercar and SUV, provides users with home charging. Interesting. Okay, here's your NIO. All right, for the, let's see, that was you, right? Yeah, Arj 4881, here you go. Dun. All right, here we are. Right here, RSI sitting here at 58, and right now it's at 6.08 right there. It is correcting just a little bit right there, and let me try to find you a couple quick patterns here. Aha, I like this. A couple ones that jump out. Here is your dun shampoo commercial. Here's your Head and Shoulders right here, neckline breakout. Iman is breaking all the time. Incoming. I think so bad. let's see. Give me 1 second. I'll get to Newmont in just a moment, okay? But you asked me about NEO first. Let's do that. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. And then right here, yes, for example, a couple double bottoms right here. Dun, dun, dun. And then here's also the reverse. We talked about the head and shoulders. Here's the reverse. Again, there, right there, and it goes up. You can see that. Bang. All right, now going over here. Let's, dun, 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 dun. Here we go. Okay. Right now, there's not a lot of price action. Your trade volume is down, sitting here at 4.16 million. Market cap is at 13 billion, and moving up right here. Yeah, for NEO right here, quarterly, Q4 actually beat the expectations. Q3 beat it, and Q2 beat it because they were less negative than they were supposed to be. And 2025 actually missed the expectations. Same thing with 2024 and 23. So the last 3 years annually, NEO missed the expectations. And how does that? Let's see. I'll measure also. Who knows? God. Yes. Okay. Right here again. You asked for about NEO revenue, profit, and income. The last, let's see, 2025 was great all the way down. 2024 actually had negative net income. Yes, thank you for the likes. I do appreciate that. It helps support the channel. 2023 actually was not very good at all. Everything was negative except for total revenue. Total revenue was good, and that's NEO. Again, I know I'm going through these fast. Here is Bitsy also. Okay. Oh yeah, Big Bear. Here we go. If you're just jumping on here, Big Bear Holdings engages in data-driven decision dominance and advanced analytics that provide its customers with a competitive advantage in a world driven by data that is growing in terms of volume, variety, and velocity. The firm operationalizes AI, machine learning. Okay, Big Bear. Let's go here. Dun dun dun. Here's a Big Bear, and RSI is at 42, almost neutral. And as you can see right there, it reflects in the price chart. Let's go right over here. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah. As you can see, the correlation between the RSI and the price chart here. Now let's take a look right. Let me see if I can pull out a couple chart patterns real quick. Here you go. Again, these are easy to see jumping out right there, bang. And here we go. Yeah, here's another one. Again, sometimes they don't have a very good square neckline, shoulder line, but it's there anyway. Here we go. Right here, here's your head. Here's kind of a strange shoulder line. There it is. Now looking over here. Let's see. Dun, dun, dun. Well, anyway, that's Big Bear. We can do more analysis with this later if you want. But that's some of the basics idea for that. Let's take a look here at the fundamentals. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, right now, volume is sitting here at 3.87 million. Not much price action, and market cap is at 1.6 billion. Here we go. Looking at the earnings quarterly. Dun, dun, dun. Let's see. Oh, sorry. You asked me what time frame. 1 day. Sorry. Yeah. And over here. Quarterly right here. I know that sometimes my head gets in the way, or sometimes you can't see behind me. I apologize about that. Q4 actually beat the expectations. Same thing with Q3. Q2 really missed it. But annually right here, 2025, beat the expectations for the year because it was less negative than it was supposed to be. 2024 missed the expectations. So did 2023. Big Bear looking at you. So 2025, revenue, profit, income, was bad, except for net income was good. In 2024, you've got total revenue and gross profit. Those were good. Everything else was negative all the way down in 2024. All right, again, that's Big Bear. If you have further questions, just ask FRMI. Here we go. And someone over here, let's see, you asked about, yeah. Bum, bum, bum. Yeah. Okay, who was it over here? Let's see. Goldmine, you asked about FRMI. And here I am doing it for you right now. There's that. Greetings and welcome. Okay, we had a question about this one, FRMI. Brief summary. FRMI engages in the development of energy infrastructure. It intends to develop an energy and data center development campus to support the needs of to-be-built AI infrastructure. Yeah, so there's a little bit about them. Right now, as you can see, they're not having a very good day. RSI is all the way down here on 30, and right now their chart pattern is very, very market correcting. And let me pull this out a little bit right here. Yeah, here's one right here. Kind of see that not going the way you want it to. And looking here, for me, volume wise is at 2.23 million. Market cap is at 3.1 billion. And if we look right here, yeah, last 2 quarters were not good annually. 2025 also, actually, yeah, it was more negative than it should have been. And then, yeah, there's that. Also, you asked about BE. Yeah, Bloom Electric, BE. BE right here. Bum, bum, bum. Okay, back to the chart. Well, you know, John, so you don't want, while you analyze chart, so you don't look volume. Why? Oh, for example, I do have the volume on here. RG 4881 right here. Here's the volume right here. So for example, for Bloom Energy, right now the volume is at 1.37 million. Yeah. Also, we don't. Yes, I know what you mean. RG 4881. If you want, that's why I say, if you want more technical analysis, you can just reach out. And I know what you mean about the news, but I'm just sharing that on this channel. If you want more information, you can always reach out to me. I get your point. For example, there is some information that more technical people want, but there's also basic information that some of the beginners want. So I try to make this channel basically suitable for a lot of different audiences. But yeah, your point is well made. I get you on that. But I think you're the one that asked me about Bloom Energy. For example, anybody curious about Bloom Energy engages in the manufacture and installation of solid oxide fuel cell based power generation platform, converts standard low pressure natural gas or biogas into electricity, etc. Let's see. Go look at last week. Oh, yeah, Papa, I saw that. Yeah, I'm not sure what to say about that, but I know the headline you're talking about. Yeah. So Bloom Energy, looking right here, dun dun dun. RSI sitting right here at 45. Again, we try to keep this conversation friendly, but yeah, your point, your sentiment is well made, but try to keep it friendly. Here we are, 44, and you can see that right here in the price chart as well, right here. Now looking at Bloom Energy, sitting here at 133.31, and let me give you a couple just quick patterns that jump out. Dun, dun, dun. Again, right here. Here's the head, left, right. There's your neckline. Bang, it jumps down. And let's see. If you zoom this out, see what else. Here we go. Let's see. Wolverine, hello, greetings. Is that a ticker symbol? What's the question really? Let me know. Is that a company you're asking me about? For example, here's another one that jumps out. Not here's your double top. There's your neckline, and then again right over here. Here's another one of these. Now, if we go back over here, again, you asked about the volume. Now, the volume right now is sitting here at 1.37 million. As you can see, it's down right now. Also, the market cap is at 37.3 billion. Earnings wise, we're sitting here at it's Q4, as you can tell, beat the expectations. So did Q3 and Q2. That's for quarterly. Annually, 2025, also for the year, beat the earnings expectations. And then right here, 2024 also beat it. 2023 also beat it. Actually, so the last 3 years they did beat their earnings expectations. Really, do you think really that high earnings anymore? I believe the past is the past. I know what you mean. I'm just sharing the information right now. But you're right. I'm just showing you the history so that you can make up your own. You can use it for anything that you're doing. Yeah, it always depends on the person, what they're doing. I'm just sharing the information. Again, that's why also even on the revenue then profit, I always share the last 3 years. That way, if someone needs the information for something, they have it. Yeah. But again, Papa, your point is made. 2025, looking at the revenue, profit, and income, for example, net income was negative, but yes, your revenue and profit income were all positive. 2024. Actually, for BE, everything was positive all the way down, revenue, income, operating income, and profit. Same thing with 2023, except you had negative net income. Now, you asked me about Newmont. Here we go. Here is Newmont. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, engages in the exploration and acquisition of gold properties containing copper, silver, lead, zinc, or metals. This is an interesting one, especially since right now with the with the value of oil propping up the value of the dollar, and because the metals are actually listed in dollar value, that's one of the reasons why the metals are actually going down in dollar value. They work inversely, as you can tell. But yeah. Newmont's a big one, and even though this is interesting, actually, even though I just said that, even though that you can see the rebounding right now, Newmont's rebounding. I think last time I looked, I think Hecla and what's another one I just recently looked at, Freeport McMoran. I think they're both rebounding, which is interesting because even though the dollar is up right now because the value of oil is up, that's also why that was partly the reason why we saw them slide down here. But curious to hear your thoughts. Who was it? Arj481. I think you were the one that asked about Newmont. What are your thoughts about why some of the metal miners right now are going up? Why are they rebounding right now? Any thoughts? But yeah, right now, okay, for Newmont, RSI is sitting here at 54, very neutral. And right, let's see, go above. Dun, dun, dun. Even though you can see that neutral part right here. You can see that. But it rebounded. It was down at 95. Now it's at 114. And everything is now. Well, I mean, for example, it market corrected, and then ever since March 20th, like for example, Newmont has been rebounding since March 20th, and I believe I was looking at Hecla and Freeport McMoran, and I think they were rebounding as well. but we'll take a look at those too if you want. Again, let's pull out a couple patterns here. Dun, dun, dun. Let's go right over here. Yeah, for example, let's see, here we go. Here's a double bottom for you right there, another double bottom, and then if you spread this, we spread this out. Dun, dun, dun. Here again, this is your reverse. For example, to push this price chart up, there's your reverse left and right shoulders there. And then if you bring this over here, now here's your, again, the other way. There's your left and right. There's your neckline, bang, to push it down. Again, that's Newmont, one of the big metal miners. And let's see, let's go back right over here. Dun, dun, dun. And yeah, right now there's less price action. Volume at the moment is sitting here at 2.2 million. Market cap is at 124 billion. Earnings wise, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Quarterly, again, Q4, Q3, and Q2. If you can or you cannot see, I'm not sure, but they beat the expectations for the quarter. Is a good one too. Oh, okay, B2 gold. Let's do that one. Thanks, Papa. I appreciate that. And then right here annually, 2025, 2024, and 2023. As you can see right here, they last 3 years on this one. Again, I'm just showing you the information in case you want it. The last 3 years, their earnings beat the expectations. Yes. And then how does that correlate over here, 2024 and 2025? Interestingly, yeah, Newmont, for the last 2 years, their revenue, profit, and income were good all the way down. But let me, yeah, just to show you the information again, you're asking why, it's just to look at it. 2023, even though they beat the expectations in 2023, yeah, that was terrible for revenue, profit, and income. Yeah, I know what you mean. Let's see. Yeah, the past is the past, but yeah, there's always information that you can get as well that might be interesting. I'm just showing it. But yeah, that's Newmont. Thanks for asking. For example, if you also are a gold bug, give me your thoughts on what's give me your insights, your opinions, or whatever you want to share on what you think gold or silver will do in the future, and then let me know why. Or do you think, like, as soon as the dust settles from what's going on in the Middle East, they will jump back up as they did before? What do you think? I'm just curious to hear if you want to share, because yeah, here we go. Okay, that was Newmont WILG. Here we go. Right here. Oh yeah. Dun, dun. Looking here at Westlake, West Red Lake. Dun, dun, dun. If you're curious about them, yes, West Red Lake Gold Mines engages in the exploration of mineral properties. And this is in Vancouver, Canada, etc. Here we go. Right over here. And dun, dun, dun. RSI right now is sitting here at 33. And you can see, yeah, for example, this one is still market correcting, going down. Right now it's yeah. Here's, for example, just a couple quick patterns. Here's your head, left and right. There's your neckline, and then going right over here. Let's see, pull a couple more out. Here's your double bottom with your neckline right here, breakout. The Canadians government said they are opening mines because their coffers are empty and government debt is too high. And thanks, Papa. Thanks for the insights there. Cool. Here we go. West Red Lake. Let's take a look over here. Dun, dun, dun. You can see some, again, these chart patterns are very, very popular here. There's that. And if we keep going right over here, we'll probably see some more. Dun, dun, yes. And they don't always have to be square necklines. There are also diagonal necklines as well. that. Now, let's go back over here to look more at the fundamentals. Dun, dun, dun. Here we go. Right here. Okay, right now, again, your volume is down, your price action is down. Volume is at 930,000. Market cap is at 408 million. And then right here, let's go here. Dun, dun, dun. Earnings wise, quarterly Q4 with a developing and produce. Thank you. Thanks, Papa. Appreciate the comment. Q4 equaled expectations. Q3 really missed it, and Q2 beat it for the quarterly annually. 2025 just missed it, and 2024 really missed it. So here, annually, income, profit, it's all negative right there. If we go back over here to B2B gold, B2B gold, B2 gold, okay, here's your B2 gold. I forget who asked me about this. Where was it? I can't remember. Someone asked me. Anyway, here's B2 gold for the person that asked about it. Dun, 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 dun. And where is it? B2 Gold is an exploration company which engages in the acquisition and development of mineral properties, operates through corporate the other mineral properties. Oh yeah, this is also Vancouver, Canada. Interesting. So yeah, here's another one. Right here. RSI sitting here at 47. Again, very neutral. And you can see this one is actually also rebounding. Bang, right here. And sitting there at 4.64. And if we go right over here, Pure Gold owned the Madison mine. They couldn't finish it because they went bankrupt. It was picked up pennies on the dollar. Who knows what? Got it. Thanks, Papa. Interesting. I appreciate that. Again, looking right here, you've got a quick one jumping out. Here's your head, left shoulder, right there. Makes it go down. And then here, again, bounces back up with a double bottom. Here's your neckline. Bang, pushes it up right there. Let's see. Greetings. And for those of you jumping on and you wonder what you jumped into, this is everything U.S. markets, U.S. headlines, and we're breaking down some of the companies in the markets and headlines on TradingView. Greetings and welcome. Here we are. Again, here's another one. Here's your double bottom, neckline, rebound to jump up right there. And let's see, same thing right over here. Let's keep moving. B2B gold. Yeah. Anyway, there's more. That's enough. Let's go right back over here. Okay, looking right here again. Right now the volume is down. Volume is at 3.4 million. Market cap is at 6.2 billion. And right here, quarterly, Q4 missed the expectations. Q3 beat it. Q2 missed it also. $9 million. Got it. Gotta have the goals. Thanks for sharing, Papa. Annually, right here, 2025 missed the expectations. 2024 beat. 2024 also missed it. 2023. Okay, last 3 years. All the last 3 years missed the earnings expectations. Okay, Trey, greetings and welcome. Yes, thank you very much, Trey. And welcome back. Statements wise, B2B gold annually right here. 2025, yeah, it was a good year. Revenue, profit, and income was good, net income. But 2024 was not so good for B2B gold. So having said that, that's that. Let's see, can you share what you think? Well, for example, again, what was gold doing before we started things in Iran? And when Iran happened, remember the value of the dollar went up because the petro went up, the petrodollar. Again, that wasn't the only reason, but that was part of it. And for example, if you think about the BRICS nations, their unit of unit is going to be their currency in the future. The gold is going to be integrated into their payment system, and they've already started making different warehouses for that. There's a really good, if you're looking for other information, there's a guy, Andy Sheckman. He's got a YouTube. He does a lot of interviews, but he's a big gold and silver guy. I think you might like him. The way you talk and some of the messages you send, I think you guys would be on the same wavelength. He can explain that a bit better than I can, but he talks about the same thing, the BRICS nations and the unit, and how gold is going to be integrated into their payment system, stuff like that. But yeah, that's one of the reasons. I hope that you could understand my garble there, but yeah, I hope that was interesting. Let's see. Trey, yes, I do. Hope you're enjoying this one. But yeah, yes, I do. I'm also on YouTube as well. Thanks for the gift. And let me know if there's a company or a headline that you want me to look at, and also enjoy the show. Thanks for the gift. Okay, there's that. And all right. B2B Gold. Yes. If you have another company, whatever it is, feel free to share it. Let's go back over here. Somebody asked me Nike. So I'll do Nike. I forget why they asked me, but they asked me to do it. So we'll take a look here. Nike right now is one of the most oversold stocks on the market. And then let's see. Let's look at, for example, right here, 17, the RSI of 17 or 18 right there. And then looking right here, let's see, grew up in a mine. We always said, war, bring metals, money in for every miner, 5 people eat. Oh yes, very cool. Grew up in a mine. Interesting. Yeah. Talk about history, like what's done is done, true. But if we study history, we can learn a lot from it. Like when you talk about wars and, for example, metals and stuff like that, war and metals do have a long history together. And it will be interesting how the future continues with war and metal. But yeah. You grew up in a mine. I'd be curious to hear. You can share any stories you want. I'd be curious to hear about that. Good or bad, yeah. Here we are. Let's take a look right here. For example, here's one that jumps out at me. Here's your double bottom pattern on Nike, pushing this one up, and then let's see. Here's it's almost, not quite. Almost like a double top here to push it down. And if we go over here, let's look right over here. Yes, here we are. And again, if you're just jumping on here, you're wondering what this is not a sales channel. This is an educational channel, so everybody can relax and breathe. But yeah, this is we're talking about everything U.S. headlines, U.S. news, and then we break down some of the companies in the news. On TradingView. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to ask about a company or ask about any news headlines you want, or also just enjoy the show and enjoy. But we do cover a lot of the headlines so that you don't have to spend your time going through them, and hopefully that's beneficial to you. And if you do feel it's beneficial, always feel free to send a like or share it or anything you want to do. It's all, I've been told, I'm not an algorithm engineer, but I've been told it does help the channel. So yeah, there's that. And right now we're looking at Nike because it's one of the most oversold companies right now on the market. Just taking a look here at some of the chart patterns, doing some of the basic stuff. If you want other information that's more technical, more analysis, you can always feel free to reach out to me. That is available if you want it. there is more information. There's that. Now let's go over here to some of the yeah, you can see right here. Let me adjust this down. Look at this. Look at this price correction. And again, when this happened, this correction, look at the trading volume. And right now there's not much happening, so the volume is down. Volume is at 10.85 million. Market cap is at 63 billion. And right here on the earnings side of it, quarterly, for example, there's this is looking at, again, the earnings for Nike. Let's see, I got your question right here. LS607 is RFI. Oh, good question. I just looked at FRMI. We'll look at it again. FRMI. Hang on with me. 607. I'll let you know in just a moment. And again, I can show you the information here on TradingView, but I can only give you the information if I give you my recommendations or suggestions on the channel. The algorithm will ding me, will restrict me, but LS607, if you do want to get more information, you can always reach me right there, okay? I can give you more information that way if it's helpful. But here's Nike. So for example, Q3, Q2, Q1 beat the expectations. However, annually, 2024 just barely beat it. 2023 also beat it. 2022 missed it. So let's go here to profits, revenue, profits, and income. Yeah, if you want that, LS607, feel free to reach out to me, and I'll get you your information about FRMI in just a moment. Okay, so there's that. And right here, for Nike, you can see 2024 was terrible for revenue, profit, income. 2023, profit, income, yeah, gross profit, revenue, and income were all good all the way down. So that's Nike. Right now, it's super oversold. When you mine out area, the ground is weak. Blowouts happen. Yes, I know you are talking these headlines. I still want to ask a question. I don't really know the first thing about trading, but what makes me fear is that all the videos I've seen say that they've lost for years. Is that the way it is? My lower back is in chronic pain. Papa, very good comments and thoughts. I appreciate that. Thanks for sharing that. eBest 100. Let's see. No problem for asking. It's actually a very good question. You have the right to have some cautiousness. Let's just say it that way. Again, I would say this. Everything you do, you need to learn and you need to grow. Don't just do something because someone else is doing it, or don't just do something because you heard it's the right thing to do. It's just like anything else. Learn about it and study it before you do it. And so maybe that's why you're on this channel. If it is, kudos to you. Just keep, again, there's many other channels where you can learn more information, many other things, many other ways that you can learn more information. I would encourage you to do that, because it's like anything. You're gonna have to, learn a lot before you will ever be able to do anything. Have patience, rule number one. Yes, well said, Papa. eBest 100. Actually, one way I can help you, if you reach out to me, I can give you some educational materials. I can give you some more indicators to help you. For example, practice looking at charts, practice looking at, different earnings and revenues, and just practice before you do anything. If you want to reach out, and I can also recommend maybe some other YouTube channels or books, things like that. But again, like Papa said, have patience and learn. And like everything else, you kind of want to start, small, and start with things you're comfortable with, and decide what sectors are most interesting to you. What appeals to you the most, because you want to have fun at the same time. So you want to have be able to do something that you can have fun with. So hope that's helpful. Again, like I said, don't just do something because someone else told you to. Make sure you know what you're doing first. Even though we have a nice, friendly person here telling you about that, again, I would you know, do your homework on it. Take what he says and do your homework on it. And yeah, do your homework. And again, feel free to reach out if you want. There's my information right behind me. And enjoy the show. Thanks for asking. Yes, I'm one. Let's see, Meg. Greetings. How are you? Thanks for that. You're one away from good. Good. That's great. Let's see. Yeah, got it. Let's see. Dun. Here we go. There's that. Take that into account if you want. Always be free to contact me there. And hello. Let's okay. That's Nike. We just had a request for FRMI. Let's go back to that. Here's your request for FRMI. Dun. And my lower back is in chronic. And I'm sorry, Papa, about your lower back, but thanks for sharing your stories. FRMI. Dun. Here we go. And let's see, Frontier Lithium. Okay, let me actually write that down. I'll look it up. Lithium right there. Okay, here we go. For the person that just asked me about this one, Fermi engages in the development of energy infrastructure. It intends to develop an energy and data center development campus to support the needs of to-be built-in AI infrastructure. I know we did this a little bit earlier. We just had another request for it, and trying to, let's see, dun. Here we go. Again, right now you asked about Fermi. RSI is down here at 30, and right now their price is at 4.97. I'm going through this fast because we've already done it, and here's a couple quick patterns to show you right here. Yeah, here's your head, left shoulder, and it keeps it pushing down, and then right here, let's see, here's your double bottom right here, pushes that up a little bit, and bum. Here we go. Yeah, there's that. Now if we go right over here, volume is at 3.31 million, market cap is at 3.1 billion. And yeah, if you want more information on that, feel free to reach out to me. But let's go back over here. We were gonna do, yeah, let's do this one. Frontier Lithium. Let's see. Frontier Lithium. For example, Frontier Lithium. Do you have the ticker on that, Papa? I lost a feeling my leg. Oh my gosh, Papa, I'm sorry to hear that. Frontier Lithium. Is that a US publicly traded ticker? Let me know. What's the US ticker on that? If you can. LTIOF. Oh, okay. LTIOF. Okay, here we go. I think I did this one earlier too. I can't remember. But anyway, since you're talking about it, I'll look at it. Here we go. All right here. So your RSI is sitting there at 44, very, very neutral. And then right here we go. Yeah, MACD is also pretty neutral. Let's look right here, if I can push this out. Here you go, there's one right there, left, right, and then right over here. Dun. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, right here, it pushes out a little bit. You'll see, for example, here's your double bottom neckline. Bang, that goes up. Now, Frontier Lithium, just a little bit about them. Frontier Lithium is a Canadian junior mining company which engages in the acquisition, exploration, and development of mining properties in North America. And it is also headquartered in Valcoran, Canada. Okay, and let me pull a couple of these. Well, this does not look as exciting as I thought. Okay, yeah. Well, anyway, that's Frontier Lithium. I think we've already looked at this once. Let me go here right now. Volume is at 12.33 thousand. Market cap is at 132.3 million. Let's go here. Bum, bum, bum. Earnings wise, quarterly, Q3, Q2, Q1. Q3 actually beat the, no, Q3 missed the expectations. It was super negative. Q2 equaled it, and Q1 beat the expectations. Annually, 2024 equaled the expectations. 2023 and 2022 missed the earnings expectations for the year. But it's not a project. It's not a project. We'll have major special assets that no one knows about. Okay, nobody knows about it, Papa, except for you and me in this channel, on this chat, right? Thanks for sharing. So for everybody in this chat, remember, nobody knows about it. It's our secret, okay? If you're getting my humor, just put a smiley face. If you appreciate my humor, put a smiley face. But okay, right here. Okay, yeah, there's that. I need to jump back here to some of the headlines just to cover this a little bit. Again, right now we also have Broadcom. Broadcom. Let me switch gears a little bit. If anybody else has a ticker that they want me a ticker symbol that they want me to look at, feel free to drop it in the comments and say hello. Let's go to Broadcom right here because they just signed a deal with Google for their AI chips. They also own a highway blasting company. They will get $1 billion line. Wow, Papa, this is great. It's nice to have you on this chat, sharing so much about the mines and how it works. Because yeah, I'm kind of a gold and silver bug myself, and I'm curious to hear how the mining works. So thanks for sharing all this. And again, I know you know firsthand because now that you've got a bad back and you said you lost your feeling in your legs actually, so firsthand you know all this stuff. Yeah, it's I you know, you should be able to benefit after all the pain that you've been through. So thanks for sharing it with us. Just a little bit about the tech side of it. Broadcom, they signed this deal with Google to develop custom AI chips and other components for the company's next generation AI racks through 2031, and they also signed a deal with Anthropic to provide access to 3.5 gigawatts of AI computing capacity, drawing on Google's AI processors in 2027. Yeah, their shares rose 3%. Sharing is caring. Yes, Papa, thank you very much. Also, if you're wondering about how the tech side of things is doing, everyone is so cautious about tech right now that Barings is another private equity company where they're pulling all their investors are trying to pull their money out of, and they capped their withdrawals at 5%. Investors were wanting to pull out 11.3%. Again, investor anxiety over AI-driven business and loan quality and disruption. Again, that's Barings. Let's look at Broadcom, if you're wondering. Also, we covered the information earlier about how we have Elon Musk's new fintech called X Money. And we also have this one right here where JP Morgan is warning that Tesla stock may crash. And just a little update right here, for example, we have on the surface, the indexes are kind of going sideways. You have Amazon up 4%, Cisco is also up 2%. Yeah, and the Mag 7s are not having the greatest time right now. And yeah, it's an interesting time, especially with what's going on with Iran. Let's look here at let's see, Broadcom. Let me look that up for you. Broadcom. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Broadcom. Again, I'm sure most of you know this already, but Broadcom is a global technology company which designs, develops, and supplies semiconductors and infrastructure software solutions. It operates through Semiconductor Solutions, etc. And right now, you can see they just rebounded a little bit, just like the headline said right there. RSI is sitting here super neutral at 51. You can see that. And let me give you some chart patterns to pull out right here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's go right over here. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, here we go. Here's your reverse Here's your left, here's your right, there's your neckline, and then bang, it jumps out right there. Done, done. And also here's an example of your double bottom, right there, neckline, bang, jumping out. Yes, for those of you jumping in right now, Joyful Mummy, hello, hello. This is an educational channel where we talk about everything news and everything in the markets, and we actually talk about the headlines. And then we also break down some of the companies on TradingView right here, so you can get some information that way as well. Dun, dun, dun. If I may add, his daddy owns dun, dun, dun. Concept money. God. Interesting. Oh yeah, you may add. Thanks for sharing. Canadian opposition leader, conservative, the company recently made the cool. Thanks for the headlines on that, Papa. Yeah, and yes, you always may feel free to add. Here's another chart pattern right there. And what other Canadian news you got? Feel free to share. It's always interesting. And again, here's another one right. Let's see. Anyway, that's Broadcom. Let's go over here to the fundamental side of it. Right here. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, right now there's not much price action. You can see the trade volume is down. Actually, right now, trade volume is at 8.25 million. Market cap is at 1.53 trillion. Earnings side for Broadcom, I got lots. Trading full time just gave you time to read. Got it. Well, anyway, you're always welcome on the channel. Thanks for sharing, and appreciate the positive discussion. Yeah, it's always nice to hear. Your Q1 for Broadcom. Let's see. Yes, thank you for the likes. I appreciate that very much. And yeah, Q1 quarterly. Q4, yes, beat it. In Q3 also beat it. Annually, 2025, 2024, and 2023. Yes, so Broadcom the last 3 years beat the earnings expectations. Again, who cares, right? It's just one more piece of information that can give you some idea of how the company is doing, but it's not the only one. Also, look here at the revenue, profit, income for Broadcom. And yes, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. Papa, great insights, good discussion. See you again tomorrow, hopefully. And again, if you give a like, a comment, or a share, it's always appreciated with the channel's algorithm. Until tomorrow, have a great day.